Yeah.
Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Trader-Goo. I've got Sakura on the line alongside Livercoin. I'm gonna cover like a bunch of different assets today, starting with Bitcoin, moving on to ETH, XRP, EURUSD. Alongside that, cover Pound USD, USD Yen, and crude oil. And towards the end of the stream, German's gonna rap battle Sakura, and he sounds barred out his face, by the way. It's gonna be so fucking funny. But yeah, so initially the way we're gonna structure this, right? I'm gonna start with maybe two pairs, and then I'm gonna give it to Liver, and then we're just gonna keep bouncing back and forward, and then that's how we're gonna do everything. If you guys have any questions, please put them in. We'll answer it towards the end of the stream. So yeah, dudes. So let's get straight into this. So starting with Bitcoin. Let's zoom out. Wow, this lag is absolutely ridiculous. Right. First thing on the higher time frames on Bitcoin, right? We can see we're totally void of support or resistance on this leg down here, right? So this is the first level of resistance it has, roughly at 5.2 big figure. This is the weekly chart, so this is going to obviously hold much more weight over everything else, right? I want you guys to pay a lot of attention to what's happened here. Prices, failed this level. It's going to pull back super close to this level. For me, the chart's not changed. I still think it's going to come down lower. I can 100% be wrong. I don't even watch this market anymore, but I know a lot of people, are interested in Bitcoin, so that's where we're going to cover it. I just can't justify price dropping, roughly what, 15K, and then feeling roughly $20-30 before it hits the target. That just doesn't make any sense to me, right? Break this down lower time frames. What can we see? We can see prices confined in a small range here. And as we can see, it's not really willing to go in any direction at the minute. Up here, there's a lot of liquidity. I would love to see like a fast wick here at some point, but what's stopping me right now is this breaker over here. Let me zoom into that and show you guys. So this level right here is what's stopping me from actually jumping in, because I think this can provide resistance. So if, we find support above this level, we see something like this happen. We see a reclaim of the level at this kind of zone here. Let me actually make that a little bit more precise. We see that happen and we see a swing low. I do think then in that case that we are going to take out these highs up here. I would be targeting probably the low end of this level here. So we're roughly talking in the realms of 4353. That's what I'm currently seeing on Bitcoin. And even that we break down, I want to see a loss of this level that we gained when we moved up. So the second we see that happen, I'm going to start looking for shorts down at 2.9. Though in the higher time frame, because we're completely void of resistance, and we're actually looking at the monthly time frame, there's literally no support till we get down to here. So, I do think price is going to eventually make its way back down there, because look what's happened. We've sort of exhausted this support zone, and now that's become resistance. As we can see, if we do something like this, we can get a pretty good understanding of what's happened here. And you can't see it in the monthly, but if you move down on lower time frames, you can see how it's hinged levels off it, right? And that's what's currently capping price. So for me, I wouldn't touch this market right now. I would wait for like a break above here or a break below this level here. And just for the sake of being complete, talking roughly 3.559. I want to see that level get flipped into support or resistance, and at that point, I'll probably short it down to 2.97. What's your take on that, Liver?
Okay, so this is the order block I was watching on the high time frame. We stayed above for a few days, and by the end of the week we actually dumped below, so that's a pretty bearish close. So now we're actually retesting this order block on the lower time frame. We're retesting it pretty well. This is the weekly OB, the bullish OB, so I think we're going to test it pretty soon. This is daily OB below. I think we're going to stay a few days below this weekly OB, and actually by the end of the week pump above just to close above the weekly OB, then attack the breaker, and from the breaker down dump below. So something like this. Yeah, so this is what I think is going to happen. On the lower time frame, so something like entries and shit. So yeah, so we're going to dump to the daily OB before the breaker. This is a pretty good long setup right here. The stop could be below this wick, and target, I would target this breaker. So this is a 6.12 hour trade. It's a pretty good one. If we are going to reach the breaker first before the weekly and daily OB, I think this is a pretty good setup as well, because obviously the market structure isn't looking pretty good for bulls. I would put my entry on the breaker, stop above this wick, and target the daily OB. So yeah, this is on Bitcoin from me.
So yeah, man, it looks pretty solid to me. What's your thoughts on Litecoin? Because I remember you know, we were talking about that before the stream.
Yeah, so Litecoin, let me just put the high time frame on. So Litecoin looks quite good on the high time frame. We actually formed a higher high, bumped through this OB, so that's a breaker now. I think we're going to test this breaker pretty soon, so that's a pretty good long entry. On the lower time frame, we formed a range on this spike. The breaker and the daily OB is a pretty good long entry, so I would place my long orders around this daily OB and the breaker and target this weekly OB above. On the 4-hour time frame, so you can short this breaker or the 4-hour OB. That's quite a risky trade since we are in a bullish market structure, but yeah, I mean, you could do that. That's hold on, bear with me. This is a 2.35 trade. If you want to play it safe, I would show the 4-hour OB. That's around 6-hour trade. That's a pretty solid one, but I mean, it's a risky one because of the bullish market structure. So the safe play here would be longing the longing the daily OB. Stop loss somewhere around here. That's a pretty safe one since this is a long-term trade, and target the weekly OB. That's a 6-hour trade, also pretty good. This would be roughly 50% on Litecoin, so that's a pretty good one for the high cap. So yeah, I think Litecoin is going to pump pretty soon. I mean, not pretty soon, but it's in a bullish market structure, so it looks good.
Yeah, and how do you think this ties into the really bearish kind of profile that Bitcoin has on the higher time frames? Do you think like we'll see like a decoupling or something like that, or do you think it's just gonna, you know, move alongside it and we're gonna see like Litecoin USD drop in value, but Litecoin BTC maintain itself?
Well, I mean, there already was a decoupling. You see this bullish market structure while Bitcoin was dropping. That's a pretty good sign. So I think Litecoin is already kind of decoupled on the BTC pair.
So yeah, dude, I'm gonna take the screen over from you again, and I'm gonna break down some ETH and XRP, and then from there we can kind of move on to other stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, from the last kind of session that we did, you know, ETH kind of completely shit the bed. You know, from time to time this thing is gonna happen. You know, at the minute, I'm not keen on this, not keen on it one bit, because same thing as Bitcoin, completely void of support go down to here. You know, ETH is a little ridiculous, if anything, because if you look at this on the log scale, we can see it's this entire leg down here, no support, none at all on the monthly. On the weekly, however, if you ignore this flash crash wick, and you know, the way you're meant to do that is you're meant to just like pretend like it's not there. But this level down here, this 2 down moves that led to the move up, that would be your order block, the entire thing, or that demand zone, if you will, because that's not copyrighted. But down here, that's where I want to see ETH come down to. I mean, at the minute, it's kind of compressing, and we've seen like a bit of an ascending channel or some sort of like diagonal. I mean, you guys know I trade completely horizontals, right? But just for the sake of this trend, I mean, look how obvious that looks, right? So if you were long on this right now, right, given this ascending kind of trend line, where's your stop loss going to be? It's going to be right here, right? And, you know, the kind of counterparty to that, so we kind of broke market structure with this wick. It's not amazing. I want to see a reclaim above that before I get, you know, confident on this. You know, this is crypto, the liquidity in the market is not great, so we can see the price, you know, go above there, and it can be like a false break in market structure, like pretty much a fake out, is what I'm trying to say. Furthermore, this gap over here has been filled at 165, so the higher time frame upper objective has also been, you know, kind of already filled in. So at the minute, I'm not too keen on jumping in for this for a long either. Now, if you kind of remove our trend line and stop looking at this the way, you know, most kind of retail traders look at this, and look at this from a horizontal point of view, right? Look at it like this. We want to capture 80-90% of the range. That's our goal, right? At the minute, we can see there's nothing really here to, you know, signify it wants to go higher or lower, but typically the market's going to leave something at the midpoint of the range, right? It's really that simple. Going to lower time frames like the daily, you can see how, you know, I just do this right in front of you guys. I didn't, you know, cherry pick this example. I don't even watch ETH, but you can see how it just works perfectly, right? Like literally pinpoint, right? So at the minute, because it's left this structure over here, and we have these two moves over here. Now, instead of like looking at this as one single breaker, just to give myself a little bit more peace of mind, I'm going to look at this as like two kind of, you know, clusters, if you will. So at the minute, I want to see price wick into there. There's also like a little untested level right here, right? Just there at 14489. Go in the lower time frames like the 4-hour, and you can see it's doing the same thing. It's just consolidating. So at the minute, it's the same thing as Bitcoin. I would just wait. This is like, you know, it's not a great place to jump in. We do have its previous high, so, you know, for the bullish case, I really want to find, you know, I really want to see ETH find support at 129. However, if it comes down here, finds support in this general structure, then price can still maintain itself and go higher. It's just not as likely. Though, realistically, if you do let go of this structure, then I do think we're going to come down all the way and make a new low. And that level that I'm talking about is roughly here. Let me show you guys, pretty much right here at 11,560. That's the level I want to see hold. If that level breaks, even with a wick, I think we're gonna go much lower. You know, when I say that, I don't mean like to take the piss. I don't mean like we're gonna see like a small wick. I mean like a pretty big wick. You know, something to indicate that it wants to go lower 100%. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing on ETH. Let's move on to XRP. Now this one has been panning out nicely, right? We talked about this, and pretty much the chart's not changed in a while. I can actually load up my normal chart if you give me a sec. Some B layout. I made this one now. I used to work in TLOS, so it's not a new chart at all. Let me bring it up for you guys. XRP BTC. It's a Bittrex chart. Yeah, this was the chart on the weekly that I was looking at for a long time. And as you can see, we let go of that level. This structure here is an anomaly. We don't see it on pretty much any other exchange. So I'm not really confident that it's done its downtrend. I do think we're going to come down here into this weekly order block, or demand zone, if you will, again. You know, everything right now is confluent for the move to come down. I don't know if the inverse action of BTC and XRP is going to maintain itself, but you know, I used to trade a lot of outs, and I will tell you this: typically when an out gets decoupled, it likes to cling back to the main assets. So I think it's going to do what DGT does. I think initially it might go a little higher because over here we have like a lot of liquidity now above these highs. Furthermore, I'd like to see a move up there and then take that liquidity roughly at 8.8 big figure, and then come down into this level down here in this consolidation zone. For me, I like the level below this just because down here is going to be a lot of sell stops. And when you think about, you know, if you were long right now, right, let's say you held this and you think this is going to go to $530, where's your stop loss going to be? It's going to be here. You're trailing your stop loss, right? Over here is too risky because price is too close to it, right? So it would be down here. So right now we know that this area has a lot of liquidity, right? And if you kind of look at the block, it's pretty much in the midpoint. Not exactly, but relative to that level, right? So that whole idea that price is going to leave something at the midpoint comes back again. Yeah. Liver, do you have any comments on this, or do you want to move on to some Forex pairs?
No, I think you've covered it all, so we can move to Forex now.
Forex, let's do it, bro. EURUSD, let's do this, bro. So yeah, this is a fucking Ponzi, dude. Look at this. This is like worse than Bitcoin. Remember like Bitcoin, that 6K range? Fuck me, look at this thing. Like, it's just literally the same thing. I'm actually gonna completely open a blank chart though, because I don't really give a fuck if it's right or not. Look, range high up here, range low down here, right? Yeah, super simple. If price on the quarterly chart is like in here, right, and it fails to find support here, right, it's already tested this level. What does that mean? Do you think it's gonna fly up there? It can, but is it likely to actually fly up there? No. Up here we do have a liquidity run, like a liquidity void, sorry, not a run. Monthly time frame. Take a peek at this again. This structure here, like a breaker almost. If this level here can find support, and look at the way it's acting right now, I do think it's gonna consolidate a little bit more than heavy expansion down to this level down here. Reason why, same thing as Bitcoin and ETH, it's completely void of liquidity, right? And if you look at Dixie in the higher time frames, I still think it wants to go higher. It might want to go a little lower first, but I do overall think it's going to go higher. So on the weekly time frame, right, you can see how everything's kind of more confluent. This level here, this mitigation level, is now kind of, you know, in line with this kind of level that we're seeing here too. Now, if you look at this level, and we can see the range high of the macro range, and that's kind of at the midpoint of this smaller range too, right? So when people were like sending me like, you know, crypto charts, I'm pretty much laughing, because why would you trade that garbage when you can have like, you know, stuff this algorithmic and this obvious, right? Why are you gonna bother trading that? But at the end of the day, if it makes you money, I'm happy you're trading it, right? Daily time frame, look at this, completely void of resistance. Initially I was looking at this structure down here to provide a lot of resistance, but it didn't do that. It initially did, then it went right through it. So essentially what we've seen was, you know, the orders that were like trapped in here, they're being closed, right? They didn't get like doubled down and flipped. If they got doubled down and flipped, that would have become a breaker, and it would have went much lower. We didn't see that happen, right? And relative to this structure here, what's going to be resting here? A lot of liquidity, right? So I do think price wants to make itself down soon, make its way down, sorry. I don't know if it's going to be immediate. I would like to see this level here provide a lot of resistance. That would be perfect, like this level here. Oops, this block. because, you know, on the way there, it's untested, first of all. For, you know, for the second reason I want to see go up there, completely void of resistance on the way up too. So price can pretty much cut through this like butter. But the minute, you know, we are pretty much at the end of the month, so I'm not too keen on jumping into any like heavy positions on EURUSD. But pound USD, fuck me, this thing is a fucking Ponzi. Look at it. I told you guys that I wasn't bearish on this for a while. You know, I told you guys that I wanted to see it come down here, and we've seen that. You know, it didn't do it exactly. I would love to see price to actually do something there, but instead it left it like a pivot, like a breaker now, right? Price comes back into it and it gapped away. This shit's fucking ridiculous. Like, look at this thing. It's just nuts. Any currency like this is a fucking Ponzi. I mean, I live in the UK and this thing's a fucking Ponzi, right? So at the minute, it's finding resistance at this level here. I would love to see something like this happen. Ideally, you know, a couple of days, and by Monday and next week, I want to see it kind of consolidate over here. And then ideally by Wednesday or Thursday latest, I want to see price expand heavily to this level here. I would really like this level, same concept as before, completely void of resistance, because everything at the minute is just, it's like in a rush to get somewhere. That's what we're currently seeing in the market. It's not like, you know, slowly grinding, it's fucking aggressively moving, right? So when you see something like that happen, price is going to leave a lot of inefficiencies, and that's what this entire structure is, right? I mean, on the daily, I mean, it's not amazing, but the second you look on the weekly, it paints a completely different picture, doesn't it? So for me, a conservative target would be, once we see that kind of structure over here, let me move that up a little, would be 1.36178. Liver, bro, what are you thinking on some forex pairs, bro?
Okay, so I agree with you completely on fiber. We've reclaimed this range that we formed back in 2015. We're currently sitting on this breaker, and so let's move to the lower time frames. Right, so I think we're going to aim to this weekly OB. There is a heavy liquidity resting here and here. There is most probably going to be a small pullback. I'm going to go on a lower time frame. Yeah, here. So I've actually charted this a few days ago, and it's kind of playing out nicely. I expect the price to pull back to this daily OB and optimal trade entry, and then fall down and take this liquidity zone to the weekly OB, which is the first target. There's also the target that you were talking about. So yeah, this is for fiber. I think it's going to go down pretty soon. Now cable. Okay. Right. So cable on the monthly time frame looks pretty good in my opinion. This is the accumulation order block after a downtrend. That looks pretty good. We bounced from the 0.75 level, or the lower equilibrium range. On the lower time frame, we can target this monthly OB and weekly OB. I'm actually waiting for a retracement to this order block. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but it will be a pretty nice long entry. On the daily, yeah, so we're currently touching this. Yeah, it's actually in the weekly, sorry. So on the weekly, we're currently touching this order block. If we are going to flip it into support, there's going to be a pretty good long entry. We can target this the weekly OB, or if we get rejected from the weekly OB, we can target. I mean, we can entry on this daily OB on the 4-hour. This 4-hour OB that looks pretty good for me. So yeah, cable looks good for a long-term uptrend in my opinion. Yeah, that's all for me.
Pairs at all? Is that like the only things that you're watching at the minute?
Yeah, so I've posted yen like 2 hours ago or something. I'm just gonna
which yen pair?
USD, the major. So yeah, I think
oh shit, that's actually at that level. I haven't looked at the chart in a while. Fuck me, dude, that's a good chart.
Yeah, so I think we're going to actually sweep these lows aggressively to this level. It's on the daily, it looks pretty good in my opinion. Maybe we can even target this order block, but I'm going safe here on the target. So yeah, on the 4-hour it looks pretty good actually. It took this liquidity, and then it went down, and actually it's now on this level, on this optimal trade entry. So yeah, it looks pretty dumpy from me.
Yeah, let me pull up my screen super quick. Open my dollar yen chart. Fuck me. Jesus Christ, this is panned out perfectly. It's always the pairs I don't watch just hit like completely perfectly. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. This level here is a monthly midpoint of this range. Let me pull it up too, so you guys can get more context of what I'm talking about. That's the range for me. It's at the monthly level here. This level here is what I've pretty much outlined over here. So very pivotal level because we also have this monthly breaker. I don't want to see price go above the midpoint of that level. So we're talking here. I mean, testing it's fine. I just don't want to see it go higher. Any higher is going to make me a little bit more trouble, and in that case I anticipate price to go much higher. Test maybe this level here, or probably up here, so a little bit more appropriate. Yeah, I totally agree. I can see it coming down here, these roughly equal lows, and then if not there, then at least a range low. I think that's very likely, especially given this flash crash and the fact it's going to be completely void of support, you know, on the way down. So the second we break this, it's going to be a ridiculous short. Moving on to dollar CAD, actually, this did pan out perfectly too. You know, we've seen the kind of structure up. It went a little bit more aggressive than I liked, but it still went up there. Weekly time frame, same thing here. A bit of a range. It's not great. I'm looking for reasons to be long on this. I think dollar CAD is going to fly. Overall structure just makes me think it's going to go higher. Up here, these equal highs is really troubling for me, especially in the monthly. I mean, one thing if it's on the 4 hour, but it's on the monthly, right? Furthermore, this general kind of level over here, you know, I don't want to call it an order block because I don't want a lawsuit, but this level over here pretty much, right? That's what I'm looking at. There's like a wick there. I want to see it go a little lower than that wick because it's already tested. So, weekly time frame, what am I looking at here? I want to see this level here. Let me actually I'll change that to purple. I want to see price come down, hit the purple level, which is roughly 10369, which is pretty much 1037. I want to see it find support and push away. That's what I'm looking for. It's even better if it actually does not even get down there and find support in this level here. Go in the quarterly time, the 3-day chart. Checking in case my mic's muted or not. But 3-day chart, not much clarity. I think we have to just let this one pan out before we can get a better idea. I shorted this yesterday. I closed pretty much down here, this level over here. You know, I probably should have held for a little bit lower, but I'm not complaining. I mitigated my losses for the week, so you know, everything's good. This structure here is making me a little iffy. I would love to see something like this, especially given the fact we have FOMC this week. I'd love to see price go up here, test this mitigation level here, go much lower into a purple zone, find support, bullish price action, and expansion away, take out these highs. That's what I want to see on dollar CAD. Now, at what point am I wrong? I'm wrong if price gets much below this level here. If it finds resistance, flips this level here, 129.889, or pretty much 1.3 big figure. Yeah, that's a little bit better. If it hits that level, yeah, I start looking for shorts. In that case, monthly time frame, what I'm looking at here. Yeah, this level that's hinging off of, that's what's making me think this is going to provide a lot of support, because look how it expanded away from that level, right? But pretty much if it breaks that level, I think this is a good short down to here. And because it's a higher time frame chart, the pips are going to be fucking ridiculous, talking 100 pips. I mean, if you're trading yen, that's still a bit of a joke. But one more pair I want to show you guys, which is looking absolutely ridiculous. I'm actually in this pair right now, is dollar Swiss, and this looks fucking nuts. The reason why it's consolidating, it's gave us bullish price action, and at the minute, look what it's doing, right? It's kind of engineered a lot of liquidity at these levels. So for me, I would love to see price go up here, minimum here, right? In the weekly time frame, if you kind of look at this, you know, price hit this level here that it found previous support on at this previous high too, right? And we do like a 1-to-1 extension, it's going to get really ridiculous, right? Look, that's the level I was looking to buy at, and I mean, it didn't get, you know, right there, but it got very close to it, right? So usually that's going to be good enough, but given the fact that we are at the start of the month, you know, we might want to see a pull down into like a premium, sorry, a discount level, because at the open, you know, it's going to be balanced. So if it wants to come down at like a discount level for buys, it's going to come down there in my opinion. Go in the daily time frame to get a little bit more context. As you can see, yeah, daily is much more clear on this chart because we had this breaker, this daily breaker nested in that higher time frame level, right? And you can see how on this feed it didn't get down there, but on my normal feed it actually came down there. So for me, I want to see it go a little bit lower one more time the second we see that happen, or you know, I'm gonna look for highs to jump into. However, if you see price go above this level here, roughly 100,270, then I'm gonna start targeting these highs up here, at least, right? So that's a stupid amount of pips, you know, no matter how you want to look at it. This is going to be a really bullish pair, and that's why I'm kind of bullish on Dixie too. Not relatively to do this pair, but because on my stance on SPX as well. So I want to see this happen much higher. Reason where I'm wrong, at what point I'm wrong, is pretty much if you flip this level down here, this down tick that led to the entire move up there. Because at the minute, this is still a pullback because it hasn't really taken that level yet, right? So the second it breaks that level, we have a lot of confirmation to jump in. So at the minute, you know, I'm in here with a low leverage long. Second we break this level, we'll start compounding in and pretty much compound on the way up to this level here, and then I'm just gonna let it run. That's what I'm seeing on dollar Swiss. Have you guys got any thoughts for that, or no?
Yo, I mean, I agree with you completely. Yeah, looks, yeah.
Yeah, is there any pairs you guys want me to, any of us to cover, or no? I think somebody mentioned SPX earlier. I'm gonna quickly cover that, and then we're gonna get German to fucking jump on for a thingy. Unless you want to cover oil super quick, because oil looks pretty tasty. What would you rather, bro?
Yeah, oil. Okay, so let me just open the chart. Yeah, so yeah, it had some pretty nice run right here. It's currently sitting on this daily OB. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could break through it, right? Anytime. Actually, there is OB as well. So if we close above this OB, that's a pretty strong buy signal. On the 4-hour, okay, so on the 4-hour we're actually touching the 4-hour OB. Could be a better long entry soon. Around here. Yeah, but I mean, on the daily, if we close above this daily OB, that's a pretty good signal. If we don't, well, then I would look for a lower long entries. Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I'll show you my oil chart super quick, and then we kind of move from there. So look, from 2 weeks ago, pound out fucking perfectly, like pretty much to the pip. You know, I'm not really into boasting that much because I don't really give a fuck about being right. It doesn't make you money. But, you know, if you want to be one of those Twitter guys, oh, hit right to the pip, I'm really cool. It's fucking cancer, bro. Monthly time frame, up here, completely void of resistance on the way up. This level is breaker. This is off interest, right? I think we're going to see a reaction at this wick. And, you know, roughly 58.11. I like to see price maybe 60 because that's a big figure number. But realistically, if you know, find support at 60, I think it's going to go up here to 61.52. And ultimately, we're talking 64. I want to see the price get to because we have that complete void. Now, lower time frames, weekly. Wait, in case my mic's muted, let me just double check. No, we're good. Weekly time frame, same idea. Find support at this level 54.79 because it's already projected away from that. You know, best case would be it doesn't come back down there. We see heavy expansion as you're saying. Maybe a flip of this level here. That would be perfect. This would be absolutely perfect. This base up here. That's what I'm looking for right now. Doesn't mean we'll get it. That's just roughly what I want to see. Definitely wait for more market structure break because at the minute it's failed to close above this pivot, right? The second we see like a proper weekly close above that level, I think we're going to be in a much better place to jump in for longs. Till then, it's a little bit more of a gamble. Yeah, I'd like to see price at 61.52 and ultimately higher at 64. Doesn't mean we will get it though. Now if we open the special Ponzi 500, this thing will also pound out fucking perfectly from last week's stream. But we start again because, you know, nobody gives a fuck about that shit. So this level, I don't want to see the midpoint of this level lost, right? I want to say that this is a quarterly chart, so we can give a little bit more leeway because it's not really relevant until we see a quarterly close, right? Now over here, what's up here? Liquidity, right? Let's actually map up this level super quick. Let's get rid of that. No, it's good enough. Jesus Christ, what's happening to my... Yeah, my fucking neighbors are blaring music, by the way, so pardon me. But weekly time frame, as you can see, it's hit that level. It's getting close to that, right? I don't want to see it lose this level here. 2736. Reason why, because again, void of resistance. That's a previous high. At that point, you know, we've seen exhaustion and price came back down to support. So I want to see it come down here, sweep these lows, go much higher. Everybody and their dad's going to be thinking, oh wow, let me short the SPX, let me make a lot of money. And then they get fucked because the price hits this level here, this breaker. That's what I want to see. Furthermore, once we see that happen, I want to see price come down here, expand heavily away, take this level here. come back, make this into a breaker, expand all the way down to a stupidly low level. It's going to be Bitcoin all over again, pretty much. I love this level here. I think this is where I'd probably take first profits, roughly at 2193. That's what I'm looking at for special Ponzi. Moving on to Dixie super quick. This thing looks fucked. I was completely wrong on this one, eh? Now, yeah, I should probably get rid of all these trademarked pivots. So, on the monthly time frame, right? This thing is completely void of resistance, like pretty much every chart at the minute, right? I like this level a lot. 9870, weekly time frame. Look at the same thing, completely void, right? I like 98 big figure for like my immediate target on this pair. We'll draw your attention to what's happening here. A lot of equal highs, right? A lot of confluence for our idea of price wants to go a little higher. At the minute, this small consolidation block here, that's the kind of area of interest. I don't want to see it wick below this low here. If it does that, then we're fucked, you know, at 95.62. But as long as you can find support above this this level, then we're in business, I guess. Not too keen on jumping in right now. That's some kind of avoiding the pairs and even trading forex at the minute. It's just not the ideal case, you know, not the ideal market. I'm trading a lot of yen again. You know, a wizard down here would be nice. We've seen something like this happen into this level. Then from there, higher, breaker, much higher. That would be the perfect case. Because think about how much liquidity is going to be resting here, here, and also those equal highs over there. Too much liquidity because everybody thinks the SPX and the dollar is going to die, the US economy is fucked, all that stuff. So, you know, we're low-key counter-trading retail, but, you know, at the end of the day, sentiment's also memes, so yeah. Have you guys got any questions, by the way? And also feel free to drop me a like because it helps me out a lot, so yeah. Yo, you guys there? What's the beat? Dude, I don't even know, some random fucking music playing. Like, genuinely, we have like literally some random music playing in the background.
No, really planned out the well.
Yeah, dude. Perfect.
Oh,
I'm gonna cover dollar CNH for SMFX.
Planned out the well.
USD CNH, and then we can kind of like do the rap battles, I guess. Last thing, right? Fucking hell, this looks stupid bullish. Monthly time frame, monthly breaker. Look at this thing. Sorry, monthly pass-through demand zone, if you will. Weekly time frame. I like price going above this level. For an intraday stuff, I would probably take this, but for a long-term position, I want to see a break of this level, gain of that level here. Price goes up here, gains the level, gains resistance, goes up here. He takes these equal highs. I like 70 big figure because remember we've seen like a a failure to hit that level. I think 70 big figure. Sorry, 7 big figure is what it's gonna go to. Right, boys. So yeah, drop me a quick like, guys. Appreciate it a lot. Sakura is gonna jump on the mic here along with everybody else. And I honestly don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, but we have some sort of like rap battle planned, so we'll get this to see.
Oh man.
Yo, gonna you mute your mic if you're gonna fuck around with it, dude. You're making everybody's ear like fucking get stage 4, bro. It's ridiculous. Are you guys ready? Jeremy, do you want to go first, or Sakura, do you want to go first? How do you guys want to do this?
I don't care.
Alright, dude.
I guess I'll go first then.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it. Alright, fuck it.
Don't worry, I'll be gentle.
I'm gonna mute my mic, and then I'm gonna play the music, and then, yeah, you guys already know. So give me a second, guys.
Really drop the mic.
This kind of cancer, but whatever.
I just like the sound of it.
Why is it so cut off? Jesus. You're just a snitch, who's a fuck, you're a bitch. Once I'm done with you, you'll end up in a ditch. What? Now you gotta say something, Sakura. Come on.
You wanna step to me? Pick up that volume, you ain't got shit on me. How many pips a day can you make blindfold? I can make 1, 2, 20, 30 sitting on the toilet. Go!
Yo, bitch is begging for the load. Watch this all slowly unfold. I shoot your girl heaven. You're about to be 187.
But I'm about that Ripple life. XRP army for me, baby. You know that's my wife. I made my wife get a tattoo. Only XRP cause she ain't got that fat ass too. Man, what you want? I'm sitting over here smoking 4 or 5 blunts.
Alright, 200 pips per trade, trading good old stop up rate, buying bottom stops while liquidating your pots.
He's got them flow. He's got them bars, but you already know. We're here to trade and have some stupid fun. But it's okay because we can fucking put it off. Hey, let's go. I want to hear liver rap, but I won't push, otherwise I'm gonna get slapped. So I'll just drop the bars, how many you want? 10, 5, 100, I can keep going all night long. But you said I can't spit. Fucking with these crowds, they ain't got fucking shit. Alright.
Alright, alright.
Go.
You're an RSI flap, wanna feel my mighty stab. One punch and you're out, gonna be sailing on a cloud. I bet you trade MACD. Well, tell you what, Lil G, I'ma crush down on you on the pits, gonna be loafing at your lip.
Ooh. MACD? MACD? Oh, you know I'm profitable as fuck with that MACD. Fuck your whale blocks. Fuck your array and your motherfucking breakers. That dude can suck my D. He's wearing stupid jeans. He's old and plays demo account fee. But you know we love you. It's okay, boo. Step to the king. We gon' drop you. Is music still playing? I can't hear.
All we got 2 lanes full. We're about to get. You just give up. I wanna enjoy my K-pop.
People like shit. Alright, bro. Oh, fuck it, go. Just a little more. The crowd wants some more. But you know that's how they vote. So who the fuck won? 1 first Kura, 2 third Germ. Let's vote in the chat. Let's go. 1 for me, 2 for Germ. Drop the mic. Let's go. It's out. Donald. No, it was not written, you fucking faggot. I didn't write that shit. Oh, fuck off. Someone said I wrote it. Freestyle, bitch.
Freestyle. Alright, I'm about to do style now. It's
Yo, it's song's over, bro. It's like too late now.
Kyle, Miles, style.
Yo, boys, cheers for watching, guys. Drop me a like, really do appreciate it. Thanks for being part of the stream, guys, as well. We'll be back here next week. I'll see if I want to bring a guest on or not. We'll see. But yeah, every Wednesday, 6 p.m. GMT. See you guys later. Good luck trading.